All right, hello. So we're starting with the first client. Her name is Mirna Fakhoury, and yeah, we're in Lebanon here. So just to let you know, this is where all the athletes are coming from. So this is the first athlete, Mirna Fakhoury. She is a 51-year-old female, and body weight percentage or body weight of 71 kilos. Just as I'm starting off, we did not have an in-body here. We did have a scale that was able to read these. However, so it was within the ballpark. We did try the Army configurations of how to work the body composition with those lines. So we got it as close to what we could. She's about 5'8" and 71 kilos. Body fat percentage of about 24.5. So what we're seeing here is this. Yeah, she's right in line for somebody who is an athletic female for her age, for her height. This is right about where she should be. Skeletal muscle mass of 51, basic metabolic rate of 22. So she's a very fit woman. However, there's just some of the things that we're going to look for as far as prescriptions. We just need to fine tune some issues. Just want to make sure that we're going to sleep on time, chewing our food correctly. Because what we're seeing here from the OPEX body is that she doesn't really need to. We don't need to focus on weight loss. Those are not really a goal, but things are going to change over time. But so the prescriptions that we focused on were just doing the fine-tuned things like chewing our food, something simple but can make a huge difference. Making sure we're getting to sleep on time and drinking enough water. She loves fitness, so getting out in the sun, that wasn't something that was an issue for her. She would always do that because that's just one of her daily routines. Some of the issues that we did just concentrate on was like, okay, let's make sure we're getting to sleep on time, we're chewing our food, and that we're drinking enough water. Those were the biggest of the three things that we really saw were simple issues, simple things, but they make a huge difference. As we went on to OPEX Move, during the starting off with the scratch test, we did fail this because the right side, right to left symmetry was off. She was kind of having to reach. We did see there was a slight winging scapula, so that was just something that, okay, we got to work on strengthening one side, making sure our symmetry is great, because the left side, she was able to perform that great, just the right to left symmetry. So as far as how this moves into our prescriptions, so we are going to work on single arm movement, single arm carries, single arm overhead, time under tension. Those are the type of prescriptions and how that translates into our program design. The air squat, she had a lower body. You couldn't ask for a better squat. Everything was perfect as far as depth, feet, knees, her base was perfect. But then, especially since we did fail the scratch test, when she put the arms overhead, her chest started dropping. She has a great core strength, so it was just looking at, okay, there is going to need to be that shoulder mobility. Working on the upper body is going to be a real game changer. So those are going to be the issues about single arm carries, single arm overhead, working in those issues. Toe touch, that was perfect, so we know she does have great mobility. The lunge test, however, we did fail this because her balance was slightly off. I think that was just mostly because need to work on motor control. She's performs all the movements great, but then once we start putting a little bit of time under tension. This motor control is really where we need to focus on. So especially with how we're going to be working on single arm carries, I believe this is going to be something that it's really going to help right to left symmetry and her balance. Those are time under tension and balance are the things that we also want to include in our program design. And yes, straight leg raise is perfect. So we're just seeing again constantly that she has great flexibility, able to get into positions just except for the overhead and just motor control. So great core strength. She probably could have gone to 2 minutes on all the reverse, front, and side planks. She has great core strength. So a good base, good solid base. Again, just as in our program design, what we're going to focus on are the carries, single arm from side to side, and just slowing things down, slowing the movements down, and working on that time under tension. And now going on to the OPEX work. We did not have an air bike at this time, so we used the elliptical. We just used what we have. She was able to get 80 calories on the elliptical, which she was just going right at it, had a good consistent speed, was really putting a good solid effort, and was able to perform that for 10 minutes. And so what we know is that she has a great base. She's very athletic. She loves fitness. That's something that is a passion of hers. So what she really wanted to focus on when we were talking about that with her goals was just wanting to be more efficient. She does a lot of boot camp style workouts, things like that. So she is really fit. However, there's a lot of things that fall underneath the cracks. So they don't really focus on technique during boot camp classes. People just allow things to go. So since we're working on individuals, I want to really make sure that she's getting the proper technique and working on that motor control. And she was very excited to hear about this. Those were just what she understood were her goals even before we were talking about that. So we were really excited to be working together and to see her improve.